Hi, welcome to the new Corgi catalogue 2 May to August release. I'm going to do a quick summary of every release before we all get together tonight and do the Instagram live. So sit tight and let's have a little look. So the first release is AA39705, priced at $59.99, and it's the Hawker Hurricane 2C of Flying Officer William McConnell, circa 1942. So this was the 4-cannoned or 420mm Hispano-cannoned variant, used often for rhubarbs to the continent of Europe. And this aircraft represents Z3897, and it's quite famous for a Pathé newsreel of a mock combat with a captured Ju-88. It may well be the one at the RAF Museum. So this represents an aircraft at RAF 1 Squadron, which was used between May 1941 and March 1942. And of course has the distinctive Irish nose art there that looks really nice. Lovely to see it return to the range. I think it's to sell relatively well, and it's nice to see an older style Hurricane rather than the new old one, which has been obviously quite current in the releases over the last few years. I think this will sell quite nice. The second release is P-38J Virginia Marie. This is AA36618 and it's priced at $79.99, following up from Putt Putt Maru. This is another Pacific aircraft, and it's a USAAF 5th Air Force 475th Fighter Group, known as the Satan's Angels. They had the ominous nickname the Bloody Butchers of Rubble by the Japanese, and of course also nicknamed the aircraft the Fork-tailed Devil. It was delivered to the 431st Fighter Squadron at Hollandia Airport in 1944, and Virginia Marie was the only aircraft in the fighter squadron to receive its full paint scheme, which was applied over a number of weeks, finished in the event of the station commander being absent. Really nice release. Good to see it stayed at $79.99, and I think it's a must for your Pacific Air War shelves. Looking forward to seeing this join the collection, as I have all the current Lightnings on the fleet. So yeah, should be good. Next up is a rather surprising addition to the range. It's the P-51D Cripes and Mighty, obviously the famed pilot George Preddy, but this is in 132 scale, priced at $149.99. It's an AA34410, and of course this is the famous pilot, obviously George Preddy, who was the highest scoring ace of World War II on the US side, and this aircraft represents the aircraft he died in on Christmas Day 1944. So on the 23rd he led the squadron to Y-29 at Arques in Belgium, and on the famed day he was shot down. He got airborne from that very airfield, shot down two Me-109Gs, and was then chasing a Fokker Wolf 190 at tree level, and was shot down by friendly ground fire. His commander, John C. Mayer, once said he was the greatest fighter pilot to ever squint through a gun sight, and the complete fighter pilot. Disappointed it's this scheme. Surprised it's a 132. I'm not entirely sure it's going to sell particularly well, but it looks lovely, and we shall see. The next one I'm really excited about, and it's the P-51D Moonbeam McSwine, of course, of Bill Wissner. This is priced at $59.99 and is AA27709. So a little bit about Wissner. On the 21st of 1144, he destroyed 5 Fokker Wolf 190s with a further 2 probables. Of course, in a minute we'll get onto his F-86, which has been announced by Corgi as well. And of course, those who have the Gemini P-51C Princess Elizabeth, a great companion to that. He finished the war with a total score of 15.5 kills, and was also an ace in Korea. He was only one of 7 pilots who did that. And of course, this aircraft is now based with a Biggin Hill Heritage hangar after being flown for a number of years in Europe by Fred E.III, and is a mainstay of the airshow scene, and looking forward to seeing that out and about this year. Absolute must for me, and I can't wait to see her in 172 diecast. The next model sees a return of the Mitsubishi AGM 2-210, priced at $59.99, and this is AA33110. It's a Type 21-0, so the innovation being the folding wingtips is described here with the picture with the lighter green on the outward wing. It's one of 3,700 produced, and in the case of this aircraft, on the 1st of October 43, the 381st Cockatoo was formed supporting Japanese forces in combat with the Aussies and Americans. Looking forward to seeing this. It looks like a nice scheme. It won't be coming with the folding wingtips, which is a shame. It's not been adapted, but it's an interesting scheme compared to many of the Zeros released, and I think it will sell relatively well. And again, another war in the Pacific aircraft for your collections. So the next aircraft up, again, is a massive surprise. It's ME-109F, the Friedrich in tropical scheme with yellow 14 of the famed pilot Hans Joachim Marseille. This is priced at $149.99 and is in 132 scale. So, of course, he's one of 130 aces who scored over 100 kills. Crazily, 107 of these at 100 plus victories, which is just crazy, and it's all but one were Luftwaffe pilots. It's the highest scoring ace not to be on the Eastern Front, including the Battle of Britain, of course, and astonishingly he got 49 victories in this particular aircraft between the 24th of August 42 and the 25th of September 42. And of course the F was his favourite mount. I think this will sell really well. It's an adaptation to the existing mould. Very surprising to see two 132 scale aircraft released. There must be a calling for it. But again, I think it's something very nice. It's a pilot associated with the F, and I think it will sell relatively well alongside the Mustang. So we embrace those lofts. So another model returning to the tool bank is his F-86E Sabre, and that's Eleanor E. Christine of Bill Wisner, famed obviously for Moonbeam McSwine and Princess Elizabeth. So this aircraft is AA35817, priced at $59.99. This aircraft, he got 2 kills in the A and 3 in this particular aircraft, taken to ace status. Of course, an ace of 2 wars. And the Sabre actually shot down 792 of the 800 MiG-15s shot down during the Korean conflict. Lovely to see this back. I think it stayed at 60 quid, which is a good price. I think this will sell and make a nice accompaniment, a bit like Happy Jack's Go Buggy with a P-38 and P-51. So Michael Lowe will be excited with this one. This is the Fokker E.III Eindecker of Lieutenant Joseph Jacobs, priced at $59.99, which is AA28704. A little bit about Jacobs. He was the JAG-Staffel 22 commander. He scored 30 victories in the DR-1 triplane and began the war, believe it or not, as a motorcycle dispatch rider. And he was one of the first to fly the Eindecker as well, in the First World War. So yeah, a nice little model. I think it's quite a plain scheme, but will sell. So a bit of a mixed reaction to this one. This is ME410A1-U3 of Hauptmann Eduard Twat. Hopefully said that right. And this AA29703, priced at $94.99. It's the third release, of course, in the series. Real interesting history around the pilot. He was the most successful destroyer ace of World War II, and this is his aircraft from late 1943. He had a total of 38 victories, his last being on the 20th of the 2nd 44, which was a B-17. He was then shot down on the 22nd of February 1944 by a tail gunner or side gunner of the 91st Bomb Group over Nordhausen in Germany, and of course is a veteran of Poland, Battle of Britain, Battle of France, Barbarossa, and of course the defence of the Reich. No indication that the undercarriage has been fixed on this. Look, it's going to look lovely, very similar to the one at Cosford, I believe, but maybe it isn't getting the excitement it deserves. So the 10th release is a big boy, and of course it's the Avro Vulcan B2 XL426 of the Vulcan Restoration Trust at Southend Airport, near me, Essex boy, and that's AA27207, price at $199.99. So little history on the aircraft. Arrived in 1986 from RAF Scampton, just a short 20-minute flight, and of course it's operated by the Vulcan Restoration Trust and doing a great job, might I add. Its first ever taxi test was in March 1997, and since then there's been a sort of a stalwart of the airport, obviously holding the fundraising days and the taxi test. In fact, there was one last weekend, and of course if you're lucky to be on one of the easy jets departing to Alicante or Faro or wherever it may be, you can potentially maybe get a chance to see this bad boy running up and down the runway as well. I've attached a few pictures from the day that the 2 Lancasters landed at Southend of myself and Matt when we got a chance to visit the BBMF and Vulcan, and I think it's a really deserving cause. Hopefully this will sell really, really well. It's been a few years since the last Vulcan, but it's probably the most deserving Vulcan to be made. Our final release is ME262A-2A, the Blitz bomber. This one's AA35712, priced at $59.99. And this particular aircraft, no history around the pilot, was used in the to bomb the Allied capture bridge over the River Vaal in the Netherlands in September 44. It wasn't really suitable as a bomber, but the Luftwaffe were running out of options at that point. The bridge was heavily defended, and it represents one of the aircraft that was unsuccessful in the attack on the bridge. Now, I hope you enjoyed this little review, and of course tonight we will be hosting a overall review involving you guys, the fans, talking about what you think of this actual catalogue. So as always, we'll be live on Instagram, on the DWC Instagram page at 8 o'clock prompt. I'll be on with Dan and a number of other people from the pages and forum. Please make sure you join in. If you don't have a chance to join the live, I will post it on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this little talk through and you've enjoyed the catalogue. Speak to you soon.